Congratulations. Thank you. You need a moment to catch your breath?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Ira Thor on behalf of the NCAA. This is the first of two national semifinalists, and this is Carter Starocci of Penn State, the four-time national champion at 174 pounds. He advances to tomorrow's 184-pound epic national championship bout. He's now 28-0 in the year. He had a 9-3 win over Dustin Plott of Oklahoma State in our semifinal. Carter, give you a chance for some opening statements.
No opening statements, just always ready to go like I always am.
All right, we will open the floor for questions. We'll allow the microphone to come to you. Please raise your hand.
Tyler Meisinger, Flow Wrestling. Hey, Carter, you wrestled Parker Keckeisen, who you'll see in the finals, earlier in the year in an exhibition. What did you feel from him then, and what are you expecting?
Well, first of all, I mean, I think what a great event by Flow Wrestling to be able to have an event like that, obviously in my hometown. But I think it's always important. I think that's just something that these other top guys, they need to put that foot out there. You know what I mean? It's just because you get high-level competition, and now it's for me. I'll see him again, so... And as far as what I take from that match, I mean, he's obviously a tough kid, but to be a national champ, it takes a lot more than toughness, so we'll find out tomorrow night.
Bob Flounders, Penn Life. Carter, earlier this week you were up at Penn State and you were talking about the field in general, and you said if it were up to you, you just wrestle all of them and take care of business in over 3 days.
Yeah.
Now that you're one match away from potentially achieving your goal, how do you feel? What's going through your mind, and what's it going to be like for you for the next 24 hours?
For me, always thanking God and always being grateful for the moment, and so that's something that I always try and do before a match, during my match, after my match, is anytime I really get the thought to make sure that goes through, and then obviously I'll have to get my weight down tonight and things like that. So that's the wrestling process right there. But for me, it's no different, honestly. What goes through my mind, like it's for me when that whistle blows, you got to turn the kill switch on, and whoever's out there in front of you, I mean, that's who you got to take out. So that's kind of my mindset, and for me, that's easy to do. So like doing the media stuff, getting the weight cut, it's going to practice, it's sitting around all day. For me, I get to watch my teammates because a lot of my teammates are going before me, so that's exciting, but I also have to stay kind of cool and collected. And so that whole process, it kind of feels like you're chained up, and that's almost the hard part. And then when you get out there and you're wrestling, that's the easy part. So that's I can do that all day long.
Front row, next question for Carter.
Carter, Greg Pickle from Blue White Illustrated. What's the Friday night weight management, weight cut process like for you at 184 compared to what it was every other year you've been here at 174?
It's about the same. I mean, I'm cutting a good amount of weight. I think in the years prior, maybe I was a little bit more. It was leaner, and so my body was fighting against it a little bit. And I mean, it's always tough, but for me, I kind of use those moments because it kind of helps you dial in. You know what I mean? When you're getting the weight off and things like that, it gives you a little edge, and it gives you that mental peace, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing all this, not just to make the weight, you know what I mean? I'm going out there to smash your face in, and so just kind of using all that emotion, all that training, all the hard work, all the dedication. I don't want to say sacrifice because I feel like when you sacrifice something, it means you're giving up something, and for me, I'm not giving up anything. This is what I want to do.
Trey Escobar, Big Ten Network. You had a dominant performance in the semifinals. What has allowed you to create that separation between you and the pack?
I think just a lot of it is kind of trusting my instincts, obviously trusting my coaches and my teammates, and kind of utilizing their knowledge and their experience. And then outside of that, I mean, just always looking to score more points, looking for the offense, and kind of putting on these guys. And you realize, too, like I noticed that college wrestling is, I think, easier than high school wrestling and even years prior, because college wrestling, I mean, there's a lot of girls in the stands, and then even afterwards, there's a lot of drugs. And, I mean, there's everything you can find. I just feel like a lot of guys, you know what I mean, it takes a little bit more to kind of turn that stuff down, you know. And as you get older, It's that knock on the door. It's like, hey, are you gonna get a job? What are you gonna do? It's your girlfriend wants to move in. You got to pay bills. So life kind of comes at you. So I feel like a lot of guys kind of feel that pressure and they go different ways. And so at this level, there's only a few guys that are all in, and obviously, I'm one of those guys.
Additional questions for Carter.
Eric Knopsnyder, PA Power Wrestling. Carter, you're already one of the all-time greats with 4 titles, but what would 5 mean to you to be the only one to do that in Division One?
For me, it means nothing. I mean, it's here tomorrow, then it's gone the next day, and then it's about the next group and the next group. And so I remember last year as a build-up was, hey, it's gonna be the first time in Penn State history, one of the greatest programs ever across all sports, and something that kind of Coach Kale not only preaches to me, but to, I think, his own kids himself, and obviously our team, is just that all this stuff is cool and important, but, you know, when you look at it in a huge lens, you know what I mean, and 50 years from now, you know, oh, like, am I that guy's, oh, like, remember one time I was a 5-time NCAA champion, oh, like, cool, but, like, what are you doing now today? You know what I mean? So it's just something that kind of comes along, and obviously I'm not gonna, it's downplay the opportunity. Obviously I'm here doing it, so it obviously means a lot to me, but for like the 5-time national champ itself, I mean, to me really has no meaning. I mean, you can take this NCAA wrestling championship logo away, you can take the name away, take you guys away, put whoever's in front of me, and I'm ready to go. And for me, that's why I do it.
Hey, Carter, Josh Moyer, Center Daily Times. Building off that last question, obviously this season has been about the drive for 5. I'm just curious what the team dynamics been like with that. Is it like a baseball pitcher going for the perfect game, like nobody mentions it to you? Or
I don't think anybody cares, honestly. I mean, seriously, our group of guys, we have so many guys at a really high level, and I think when you get to that high level, I mean, you have to be a certain level of focused, and so I think all of us, we're kind of focused. Obviously, we're focused on the team, and the team's first, but how to help your team is helping yourself and taking care of yourself, and obviously too, like, even with that, we have the greatest wrestler to ever walk the grace of earth as our head coach. So, I mean, I can win 5 titles, 6, 7, 8. I mean, when you look at Coach Cale Sanderson, he's the guy always. And so that'll always humble you up real quick.
Carter, when's the last time somebody brought that up on the team, the drive for 5?
I don't think that's ever been a conversation for the team, honestly.
Carter, Joe Smeltzer, Nittany Sports Now. Congrats on the win. Penn State's had a lot of great teams. You've been part of several of them. None of them had ever gotten 10 All-Americans before, and only one team at any school had done that before tonight. What does it mean to you to be part of a team that's had 10 All-Americans? Because we had only seen it once, and who knows when we're going to see that again.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome. I mean, I think that's a true testament to every single kid in the lineup. I mean, all the way from 125 and Luke Lillidahl. I mean, he's as a true freshman and to see his growth. And I remember when he took that, I don't even want to say loss versus Rutgers. I mean, it was a kid who kind of ran the whole match and got a takedown, and that's not a real win. But for him, it's just kind of when those things kind of happen and you kind of see how guys respond and how their energy is the next day at practice. And he was a guy that's just picking everyone's brain. And so for him, I mean, he's gonna be well off. And obviously Braden, I mean, he's had 2 great seasons, and he's gonna finish it off this weekend. And Bill Bartlett, I mean, he's been at the top for a while. And obviously Van Ness, I mean, he's a great competitor. And Tyler Kasak, I mean, he's one of the strongest dudes on the team, pound for pound. Mitch, he's obviously a monster. And Levi Haynes, I mean, my dad calls him the Amish assassin. So he's a real killer, and he really doesn't care too much about anything else prior besides his family, hunting and wrestling. And so he's a monster too. And then you got Josh Barr, obviously another freshman that's really been dominating. And then obviously Greg. So I mean, I think being a part of this team is it's always special. And our coaching staff and even guys too, our practice partners, I mean, those guys are in the trenches, I would say, a lot more than we are, because they do all the grunt work and the work that no one wants to do. You know, it's one thing getting up at 6 in the morning, having to cut weight and wrestle, go through the motions, but you get to be out there competing, and those guys are up. And then that's it. They just kind of work us out. So a big shout out to everyone that's involved.
All right, that's all the time we have for at 184 pounds. This sets up an epic national final tomorrow. The number 1 seed, Carter Starocci, 28-0, the 4-time national champion at 174 pounds with a 9-3 victory over the 4th seed, Dustin Plott. He will face the number 2 seed, Parker Kikusin of Northern Iowa, the defending national champion at 184 pounds in tomorrow's 184-pound national championship. Congratulations, Carter, and good luck.
Thank you.